The Amazon-owned live streaming platform Twitch has become a go-to place, watching people play video games and chatting online. But the platform is also being used to broadcast horrific crimes for thousands to see in real time. According to the Washington Post, the video giant has become the latest platform for violent extremists trying to push their message.
For example, just 2 weeks ago, more than 2,000 people watched on Twitch. A gunman killed two people outside a synagogue in Halle, Germany.
Andrew Harwell is a reporter covering artificial intelligence for the Washington Post. He has been following this story, and he joins us now from Washington. Something came up on one of my news feeds, it might have been Facebook, and it was like a meme that said, "If you don't know you're already a Twitch follower," something along those lines. And I had to Google Twitch because I wasn't sure what it was, but I remembered it from that story about the shooting. So, Andrew, give us, our viewers, some context. What kind of a platform is Twitch?
It's the biggest live streaming service in the world right now. Very few adults know about it. Almost every kid knows about it. It began as this sort of video game streaming site, but by its popularity, now that millions of people watch it every month and stream there every month, it has become, this behemoth of video online. And so with that comes all of the same problems that we've seen on Facebook Live and YouTube and these other live streaming sites. Is that how do you manage and police millions of videos going online, hours of video going online every second, when some of those people are going to use them and to commit these crimes and sort of push out this terrorist propaganda around the world.
So as we mentioned, this gunman killed two people outside a synagogue in Halle live, and he streamed the attack on Twitch. So I guess the question becomes, is Twitch able or willing to do anything to prevent this kind of violence from being streamed?
Yeah, so the site says, they talk about it like a lot of the other companies, including Facebook, by saying we're going to employ more human moderators, we're going to have more sort of AI systems looking at this video as it comes online. But it's almost an impossible task to look at all that video coming live every second. This account, this shooter in Germany, the video was online for 30 minutes after he had gone live. Thousands of people had been watching it before it was pulled offline. So it's a question of, will they ever be able to get their hands around this problem? That's just one of the internet problems at large. Not just anonymous commenting, but live streaming video. How do we manage when everybody has a way to reach viewers around the world in real time, and they want to do it the wrong way? So Twitch is saying that they're taking these problems seriously, but this is just something we're going to have to be dealing with when we think about live video and how it can be abused.
It seems like more and more these platforms that are geared towards gamers to just help them connect or watch other people play are being co-opted by more extreme groups. What makes Twitch so appealing to people who are looking for a platform to spread this stuff?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a good point, and that's something that we've heard from a lot of extremism researchers, which is that, to generalize, Twitch is a place where young white men who love video games, are into shooter games and that kind of thing, will go and spend hours a day watching these videos. So if you are a white supremacist or a neo-Nazi or a terrorist, you can see this place as a refuge for people who might think the same way as you. And we saw that with this German shooting, and we've seen that with other sort of extremist attacks too, where they feel like this is a way we can reach potentially users who we can convince to see our side, who can be motivated by the violence and sort of follow us down that path. And it's not just Twitch, we've seen this with 8chan, there's an encrypted messaging service called Telegram. A lot of these websites end up co-opted into becoming, platforms for hate, just these cesspools of people sharing this extremist thought. And so, Twitch has not been able to really control that. And very few websites have really been able to put the kibosh on that entirely. So, that is a problem we're going to have to be dealing with. How do you stop anonymous people from spreading their hate and moving more people onto their side?
Mm-hmm.
It's also being used, Twitch is, to spread political messages. So how is the platform to distinguish between dangerous content and healthy discourse?
Yeah, I mean, right before or right around the time of the shooting in Germany, Trump had this huge rally in Minneapolis. More people watched it on Twitch than watched it in person or on YouTube combined. And so clearly this is an outlet where a ton of people are watching video, a ton of people find something compelling about live streaming. And so how do you be this site where people are turning to for this visual entertainment, while also, and turning to for their own sort of live streaming, being able to convey their own lives and the things they find interesting? How do you allow everybody to use that site while controlling against those potential abuses? Twitch hasn't found really a way to do that, and they have said that they are taking this seriously and that moderation is the problem of our times online. But this is the problem. When you give these powerful tools to people, bad people are going to use them and misuse them. And this is something that I think a lot of the internet giants are starting to wake up to. How do we really be responsible actors when people are going to use our sites to violent ends?
Twitch is not the only platform that's been struggling with this. Before it was Facebook, and Facebook. I think I sort of remember the early shootings and other crimes that were live streamed on Facebook, and people started to say to Facebook, you're no longer a social media site. You have to take some ownership because you wanted to offer this service. Now you're sort of a news feed site. What's the solution here? Because it seems like it has become very, very challenging for these platforms that offer this as a service, live streaming, to get a handle on this stuff. In time. I mean, 30 minutes, that's enough time to copy it and send it somewhere else. And I'm sure if somebody wanted to see the video of the shooting in Germany, they could find it online now if they wanted to.
Yeah, no, you're right. And there is no easy button for this. And, ever since 2016, we saw the Philando Castile police shooting. We've seen that live video can be just really compelling and can be used in a way to sort of share information. But there's been a ton of sort of violent videos, attacks, assaults on Facebook Live. And so, the range of potential solutions are, some people say we shouldn't allow live streaming for anybody online. That's sort of the nuclear option. Some people say, why don't we just delay these live videos? Have anybody allowed to sort of live stream, but have sort of a review process before it goes online, 30 minutes, something like that. Other people have said maybe live streamers should be verified. Maybe they should have to prove their trust before being given this power to reach everyone around the world. But all of these are huge changes for live streaming, and I think a lot of people find a ton of positive things about live streaming. It's a technology that people value for good things as well. So I don't think there is an easy option. I think we do start to have to wonder about, are these companies investing enough in the systems to oversee, police, and take down negative content on the sites? Facebook, Amazon, YouTube, owned by Google, these are some of the biggest companies in the world. They make a ton of money in revenue. Are they spending enough on management and moderation? Could they devote more time and resources and effort into making sure people aren't stumbling on these violent videos just when they're trying to watch somebody play video games? And I think that's going to be the question now.
Yeah, and I think also part of the challenge comes back to defining what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. Obviously, a mass shooting is inappropriate, but I think of Philando Castile and how that was live streamed on Facebook, and it contributed to the investigation into the police shooting. We've seen police shootings before where somehow the camera that the police have on their uniform is disabled, and in that case the live stream really made a difference.
Yeah, exactly. If his girlfriend had not been able to pull up her phone and start live streaming that shooting, we wouldn't have had that conversation about police abuse. We wouldn't have really even known what had happened. So, this isn't one thing that's used negative all the time, and that's what makes it that much more complicated to deal with. Just like any sort of technology, just like any karaoke machine, it can be used for good and for bad. And, I think we're going to have to deal with the fact that people are going to be using this for bad a lot more. This is a tool that terrorists and extremists and white supremacists see as really valuable. So how do we protect the good side, the potential for police accountability and sort of public information with this potential evil side? Is there a way we can coexist, or do we just have to expect that this negative light is going to continue?
Drew, I like how you injected just a wee bit of humor in there. A very serious topic. I have seen karaoke machines used for very, very bad.
I'm a repeat
Usually
offender.
yeah,
Repeat
usually
offender
me.
over here, Drew. Thank you very much for sharing your
Thank you.
insights and your
Yeah.
reporting on a really important topic. We appreciate it.
Thank you.